Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? Getting things set up here. Welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, it's just a little bit of a chilly night, so just making sure I'm not gonna freeze my butt off out here while I'm doing this. I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, whatever holidays it is. Hello there. Hi, Jasmine. How you doing? Selena, welcome to the show. Justin Erlin, welcome to the show, man. How you doing? How you doing? How's it going, guys? Got some different material today. I normally collect my geodes out in Indiana, but excuse me, the area I collect in just extends all the way through Indiana, down through Kentucky into Tennessee. So I've got a friend of mine that's sent me some from Kentucky to crack on the show. So that's what I'm going to be doing here tonight for you guys. Hi from Michigan. Hey Avery, how you doing? Michigan, I love Michigan. Tyler Ferris in the building. How you doing, bud? Welcome to the show. How are you guys? On this nice, I don't know, for all you guys down in the southern states, it's nice and warm. It's nice and chilly for me today. So I think you can see it on camera here. Got my nice little camping heater. Got that set up today. All right. Give it just another minute or so, then we'll get cracking. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. A little different than what I would like it to have been. Hi from Arizona. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about. I know, man. It's cold here too. You're further south, so I think you might even be a little bit warmer. But it's like 30 degrees right now. That's why I got my little heater going over there. Hopefully my tool isn't British Columbia, Canada. Oh, it's chilly up there. Perfect here in Phoenix. Well, yeah, I'm sure it is. I bet it's nice. Oh, look at me, my hair all messed up. Whew, sorry, guys. I'm a hot mess. Kentucky. All right. I'm cracking some Kentucky geodes today. All right. So, like I said, a good friend of mine, Michael, he's a supporter of the show. He likes the show. At least I think he likes it. I hope he likes it. He heard me say I was a little concerned about being able to do this every day, or, sorry, not every day. Ooh, I wish I could do it every day. Every week. And he was so generous enough to go and collect some geodes for me down in Kentucky and send them up to me. So the postman begrudgingly dropped off those packages today. But that's what we're going to be cracking. So I'm going to show you guys. Ooh. Yeah, 20s at night. That's pretty cold. Yeah, I wouldn't have any complaints either. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Give me one quick second. I need to reply to a message. All right, so sorry about that, guys. Trying to help a new first-time viewer catch the show. She's got a little 4.5-year-old that's crazy about geodes, so I want to make sure they're able to tune in. So sorry about that. That won't happen again. But without further ado, my normal spiel. My name is Tyler. I am a rock collector, geode collector. I collect in Indiana, southern Indiana. That's where Hey, Heather. Yes, hi, honey. Heather Cannon, that's my wife there. Heather, Megan just messaged me and she's wondering how she can watch the stream. Can you send her a link to it? I messaged her and said to do it a certain way, but if you just send her the link, that'll be much easier if you can do that, please. Got my mom and my wife tuning in. Oh, I think it says there that she got All right, guys, we're gonna get going on the first one here. If you're tuning in, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. And we will get started. So those of you wondering, I am using here, the tool I am using to crack my geodes is called a soil pipe cutter. It's made to crack pipes, cut pipes per se, but it just so happens to work really, really well cracking geodes as well. And I think what I'm gonna do, ooh, Arizona in the house. Sorry guys, I'm going to just adjust this down a little tiny bit so that you can see a bit better. All right, here we go. Where did I? Hold on, guys. Looking for my glasses, my safety glasses. Because safety is important. I need my eyeballs. All right. I'm gonna get going on this one, and I'm gonna keep looking around. They've got to be sitting somewhere right in front of me. But I will use a little bit of extra caution. But for those of you guys at home, if you're cracking geodes, I do not advise not using safety glasses. I just cannot seem to find mine right this second. But I want to get this started, get the first crack, and then I'm going to look around a bit more, see if I can't find them. But without further ado, here we go, guys. Ooh. Oh, yes. I like it. First Kentucky geode I've cracked, folks. And I'm impressed. I am so very impressed, guys. How do you know if a rock is a geode? Carrie, that is a great question. It really depends on the region that you're collecting in to tell if a rock is a geode, but you're going to see some very... Hey, Marcy, how you doing? So glad to see you catching the show. I know, right? This one is so beautiful. And I'm definitely going to set these all up on the side, guys, and I'm going to show them a little bit closer up at the end. But looking at it, I'm thinking we've got some quartz, and it's either sediment that's resting in there, or it's goethite. But I just got a jewelry loop, a 10 times jewelry loop, and I can use that and get a closer look. So I'm going to set that there. What do I do with them? Yeah, nothing up there in New York that I know of. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm going to scroll back. When will you be breaking out the Santa suit? I do not have one, but you know what? I'm really thinking about getting one just for the couple weeks leading up to Christmas. I got to talk to the wife if she's still watching. They want a Santa suit. So I'll try and see what I can find, guys. Maybe I'll find a Santa onesie. Arizona's in the house. All right. So glad. Hannah Mabry. New to this, never seen it happen before. I'm glad you tuned in. But yeah, to touch on what Carrie was asking, how do you know if it is a geode? Yeah, that one was really pretty, April. Excuse me. So it's really going to depend on the exterior, and it's also going to depend on where you're collecting. Those are big factors, but they have a very similar. Tammy, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Orlando, Florida. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Missouri's in the house too. I like it. All right, so you can see with these guys, they look different, but they look similar. Similar kind of shapes overall. You've got very similar textures to the outside. These dimples are very common. And they're going to be light. Geodes are going to feel lighter than they look. So that's going to be a very important thing that you're looking for when you're searching for geodes. Oh, I found them, guys. Bam! I knew if I kept going with it, I would remember where they were, because that's how my brain works. All right, we'll keep going on here, guys. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Ooh, 13. A baker's dozen lined up for you guys tonight. All right. Here. This is the next one here that I'm going to be cracking open, guys. Hello from New York. Samantha, welcome to the show. Stephanie as well. How you doing? Welcome to the show, guys. This is the geode we're opening up next, and if you guys can hear. It definitely rattles, so I'm excited to see what's inside. I'm going to see if I can try and crack it along this way. If not, then I'll just crack it down the middle. But try and get a nice big cavity for it. So those of you guys just tuning in, welcome to the show. If it's your first time here, I appreciate you stopping by. I collect geodes out in southern Indiana. Tonight I'm actually collecting some geodes from Kentucky. So very similar exteriors and contents and formations of the Indiana geodes as well as the Kentucky geodes. But Kentucky has got some more color down there. That's one big difference. Indiana's got a lot more noticeable and identifiable geodized fossils, which is another thing that happens out there. And let me know what you guys think. I've actually thought about doing a show where we do a little bit of cracking, but then I've got, like I've talked about, a lot of different geodized specimens. And I know I talk about them, so I was thinking of doing a show just to kind of showcase some of those and show you those so you guys can understand and put a picture to the terms I'm using quite often. Because silly me, I just assume everybody knows what I look at and what I look for, and that is not the case. So if you guys would be interested in a show like that to check out some of those geodized fossils I've got, let me know. Say a comment here, shoot me a message, whatever. And if it's something that you guys would enjoy, I will do it. Like I said, I'll make sure I do some geode cracking in that show as well. But here we are with geode number 2, guys. Nice little rattler. Try not to go too crazy with this one. All right. Just little crystals flopping around. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a super drastic difference, you know. A lot of them, if you know, I were to set this kind of geode here down, open next to a geode I cracked from Indiana, you know, there wouldn't be that much distinction between the two. Let me try and see if I don't have one sitting here with a similar inside. No, not right this second. But yeah, depending on where you're at. Ooh, I think I see Grace over there in the corner. Yeah, Grace, welcome to the show. Nicole, welcome to the show. Aren't you ever worried you will destroy something inside? I am, Dorothy, but in all honesty, this is one of the safest ways to try and preserve what's inside, whether that's like a secondary growth or things like that. If you cut, you run the risk of the heat that the cutting is going to add to the rock, so that can cause splitting and things like that. Or you run the risk of just cracking something completely. Megan, welcome to the show. So glad you were able to find it. Sorry about that. So with this method, say I've got, you know, a geode like this. You know, it's just got some quartz, but say there was a calcite plate that decided to grow inside of there. Instead of cutting that and running right through it, the pressure is applied to the sides. So odds are, unless it's super brittle, it's going to remain intact to either side. So I actually prefer it over cutting, depending on what it is. If it rattles a lot, then I might cut it, but it really just depends on the geode, and it's so hard to tell what's going to be inside. What tool am I using? I am using, it is called a chain soil pipe cutter. The brand of the one I use is Wheeler Rex, but there are lots of brands out there. It is more of an expensive piece of equipment, but majority of hardware stores and places like that will offer you the chance to rent something like this for the day, and it's pretty cheap, fairly cheap, opposed to going and purchasing one for yourself. You know, it could range from like $40 to $50 opposed to going and spending $400 or $500 to purchase one. You know, unless it's something you do a lot, like myself. And even then, I didn't spend that much money. I actually had my brother get it for me, and he spent a lot of time searching on eBay, and I think it was not even $200 he spent. It is pretty cool. It definitely works out pretty well for what I use it for. All right, guys. 2 down, 11 to go. Ooh, another rattler here. Oh, these are so awesome, so exciting. If you're just tuning in, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, things are a little bit different with this show. I normally crack the geodes that I collect out of Indiana. These geodes here I've got today were sent to me by a good friend, Michael, down in Kentucky, that he collected for me for the show. So, if he tunes in here, I'll make sure to point him out to you guys so you can say thank you to him, because this show is brought to you by him. And the live audience is here now. Great, now I'm going to get nervous. Just kidding. My wife's in the garage now. Okay, maybe if I could see. Might help. Okay, that should do. Alright, technical difficulties. If you've been here before, that's not the worst that I've endured. Alright, here we go with geode number 3, guys. Oh, I feel like this chain's going to pop off. I hope it doesn't. We'll see. All right. Oh boy. Get live reactions too, guys. Oh. Some very nice quartz here. Some milky quartz. Got some iron staining. All right, thank you to everybody just tuning in. Jim Eldridge, welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Oh, wow. Is that better, guys? I'm a goof. I didn't even have my light on. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. Thank goodness it was only the 3rd geode. Here is geode number 2, guys, now that we got some light. Oh. What is it, my 5th time streaming? Lord. And then here we go, we got the first one. This one was really nice. Super sparkly.
Kind of looks like a heart.
It does. Look at that. It's a heart, guys.
No, I'm saying like down on the inside.
Oh.
Cheers.
Yeah, this one's really nice. Do I clean the inside or leave it as is? If you clean, what do I use? Kim, that is a great question. It really depends, first of all, on... it depends on the mineral that's inside of the geode. Certain minerals, depending on what they are, some chemicals, cleaning chemicals won't really work. Hey, Michael, welcome to the show. Pretty nice geode. Man, I wonder who sent me that, huh? Holy leaping lizards. I like it. Um,
Tucker, I hear the missus.
yep, yeah, that's her over there.
I'll pop it
What was I saying? Okay, but my main way that I clean them, I've got two of my main methods. Number one is tried and true, always works for me, is iron out. I will use a mixture. I will use 1 gallon of hot water, as hot as I can get it from the tap, and then I will use 1/4 cup of iron out, and then I will add 3 or 4 tablespoons of baking soda. Baking soda, what that's going to do is going to increase your pH level, so it's going to increase the acidity. It's going to make that iron out work a little bit better, and it's also going to cut out, not completely, but it's going to diminish a good amount the stink that comes with iron out. So if you've ever used it for cleaning your bathroom or whatever, that stuff smells. So baking soda kind of makes that a little bit easier. So that's what I will use. That works a lot with, and I actually plan to do a show too with my cleaning methods, because if I do it the right way, it shouldn't take too terribly long. So I think I can knock it out in a show. This one here, if I were to put in some iron out, would be just as wide as the edges here. Mark, welcome to the show. Thanks for stopping by. And then another method that I will use, I use it on my bigger geodes because it's harder to get into a container in the iron out solution. I will pour baking soda on top of it first, and then I will hit it with some vinegar, and then just scrub it really well. I'll do that a couple times, rinse it really well, let it dry out. How you doing? How you doing? Hope everybody that's watching has had a good weekend. Hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. I know ours was a little bit different. We're normally with a whole lot of family, but this year was just the wife and I and our 2 kids. So it was good. Give me just a quick second. All right. Moving on, and sorry, to continue with what I was saying. So after using that baking soda and vinegar and getting that reaction, it's good to use that outside. I just do it on my lawn. Doesn't hurt it. After that, I will rinse it out really well, and then I will spray it with Windex, window cleaner. Then I'll let that sit on there and scrub that really well, and what that window cleaner does, I don't know how, what, why, what in it does it, but it will help leave that, the luster on those crystals, leave them nice and sparkly. So that definitely helps if you've got a bigger specimen you're trying to clean and you can't really get it into a container or thing like that to use the iron out method. Like I said, guys, if that's another kind of show you guys would be interested in watching, let me know in the comments as well, and I can add that to the roster as well. First one, if you're just tuning in, was bouncing around the idea of doing a show to show you guys some of the geodized fossils that I get out here, and I talked to you guys a lot about, and they are definitely quite different than the geodes that I crack here for you guys, because there's a lot of detail that could be left in them, depending on the specimen and which creek I'm in. But if you guys have got some interest in that, seeing a show with maybe 5 or 6 geodes being cracked and then showing you guys some of those, and if you're interested in that, let me know. Or if you're interested in watching a show of me cleaning some things and kind of going hands-on and walking you guys through some stuff, I know that can be a lot easier than, you know, just watching a video or reading somebody's description of how to do something. You know, then I can kind of interact with you a bit. This one, I think we're going to go right across this way. Little loose, but and for those of you guys just tuning in, first of all, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're enjoying the show. Second of all, I typically am cracking geodes that I collect myself out in Indiana. These geodes here were collected by a good friend of mine, Michael, down in Kentucky, and he sent them to me for the show. So a big thank you to him. And so far, we've had 3 really nice geodes, so no duds. I think next time I go collecting, I need to venture a little bit further south and get into Kentucky. Alright, and to those curious, this is a chain soil pipe cutter that I'm using here. Goodness, right into the display. got a smaller cavity here, but we've got some quartz with a little bit of chalcedony over. Can I send you the times I'm on? Absolutely, Mark, I can do that. It's normally Monday or Tuesday. It's looking like Monday, but some days maybe just a little bit more difficult. But it's typically a Monday or Tuesday around 8 or 8:15 Central Standard Time. And then occasionally I'll have a random afternoon show with my daughter. It depends, but I normally give you guys a good heads up when I'm going live. But I'm still ironing out things. I think this is only my 5th stream here that I'm doing, but I would like to get a more set schedule out there. All right, so we are 4 down, and whatever 4 plus makes 13. Math is hard. Just joking. You gonna come say hi? On camera? I mean, there's a couple people watching that you know, and then there's a lot more people watching that you don't know. My wife is debating on if she wants to come and say hi. Should she come and say hi? Wearing the wicked shirt of my old evil employer. I'm just kidding. Let's see. First one to comment yes or no if she should come say hi. We'll do it. Those darn introverts. Ugh. Also so nervous because I keep getting close to the heater. I don't want to burn myself. That's holding me. What are they saying?
Mike was saying the geodes from Kentucky is the first one.
Yes. Becky said yes too. Come say hi. My wife that so lovingly puts up with all my rocks. Are you gonna come say hi or are you gonna wait for more people? Let's see. Yes, Miss Heather. Come show your beautiful face. Oh, hi, it's my mom. I didn't see the name at first. I was wearing my safety glasses, so it was super bright. All right, geode number 5, guys. Of these beautiful Kentucky geodes. Wow, that was explosive. I'm glad you were sitting over there. Or it hit you in the foot or something. Since my rocks always take out your feet. All right. Really cool little druzy clusters in here. Let's go, girl. That's right. She said it. Let's go, girl. Come say hey. This is a pretty one. Yeah, that's right. How dare it burn some Thanksgiving? See you now, like I told you, mine are too new. My wife won't let me use a crock pot yet. We just got them from our wedding. So give it a couple years, let them sit for another 1.5 years in storage before they're used, and maybe I can swing it then. Welcome to the show, Amy. This is geode number 5 that we've cracked. So far, we've had really, really awesome geodes. And these are coming from Kentucky. That guy you see in the comments there, Michael, he's the awesome person that I received these geodes from. All right, come on, come say hi. Let's go. Sorry, she's a little shy. Reminds me of those ice cream niblets. Dippin' Dots, is that what you're thinking? I think that's what it is, Dippin' Dots. You can either come over here and crouch down a little bit and say hi, or I can bring it up close to your face. But that's not saying hi. That's what you can say. Just say hi and you can go sit and be comfortable.
Hi.
This is my wife. Heather is her name. So if you ever see her in the comments, that's who it is. She so lovingly supports my hobby, and she's not a rockaholic like some of us here, but slowly but surely. Hello. Alright, which one should I do next? Oh, those ones right there. That one? Alright. So this is one of the other exteriors you can encounter. Crazy, bumpy, dimply, but Kim says nice to see ya. Tracy says hello. Becky says hi. Nibs, let us go crack the balls, man. Welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing, Tuck? Your youngest daughter's name is Heather. Oh, it's a great name. Our daughter's name is Paisley. Not sure if you caught the Thanksgiving special, but she was here, cracking with me. She would like to do it more, but it's a little less stressful to do after the kids are in bed. So shows with her will be like the bonus afternoon shows here and there. Alright, this one in here, alright. Come on, baby. All right. Where'd my glasses go? There we are. Oh. Here we are, guys, with number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Geo number 6 of the evening. What are they saying?
There's someone that just joined that's a geologist in the Philippines. And
Oh.
a rock collector.
Yes. He said, let's get cracking, brother. Welcome to the show, a geologist. Wow. If there's anything I'm doing wrong, I'm sorry. I'm still learning. And if you see me about to kill a priceless specimen, just slap me through the phone.
I'll do it.
Oh boy. She's in the splash zone. As I suspected.
I'm dead.
Yeah. This one I think is just a big old chunk of quartzite. But you never know until you try and crack them open. Still interesting. Maybe I'll look at it closer, clean it up a bit. Could be some dolomite. You never know. That's right, and Avery is a geologist as well. Heather does need safety glasses. You may have to, no, you may have to go and get a pair of sunglasses from the car. No, you should be okay. We'll get her a pair, guys. Don't worry. I think she'll be safe up here.
I think I've had worse things thrown at me.
Yeah. All right, which one's next, huh?
I think you should do this one last.
That one last?
Mm-hmm. The small one.
Do this one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, here we are. Number 2, 4, 6. This is number 7. Lucky number 7. It's a smaller one.
That's your order.
That's the order? All right. Come on. Remember, just be careful when they rattle.
Ooh, this one's
Got some good ones coming up. All right, shield your eyes. Yeah, that one says too. I think pretty much all of them. All right, here we are, guys. Number 7. All right, that was an interesting break, but I like it though. This will be a nice one to try and polish up. Huh?
the even break.
Okay. This one was more solid, but. All right, guys. Scroll through here a little bit. All right. Yeah, Tracy, you're right. We're gonna get Heather and we're gonna get Paisley some safety glasses. This one didn't have a huge void, guys, but oh, it does. Got some quartz in there. That's nice and sparkly. She is shaking them, Phil, because here, give me this.
Oh, this one.
No,
This is one that should come up.
just don't do too much because you never know. So, why not? Right? Why not? But with geodes, obviously, we're looking for things to be hollow. But listen, you can hear all that rattling around in there. So obviously, if you hear something rattling, obviously that means there's a big cavity in there. So rattling is good, but at the same time, you also don't want to rattle it too much.
No.
Oh, sorry. I almost broke the order. So here we are, guys. There, that's right, sambas. Michael knows. Nature sambas.
Oh,
An instrument.
maracas.
Here we are, guys. This is the next one coming up. Or it floats more. True. I haven't encountered a geode that floats. I've got geologist friends. One good geologist friend who he seems to think that seems like an impossible thing to happen. But I think that with nature, who knows? I feel like nothing is really impossible. Our God made us a very beautiful and interesting earth. Oh, look at that. Son of a monkey. Pop right out. For those of you guys just joining the stream, thanks for stopping by. My name is Tyler. This is my wife Heather over here hiding in the corner. I collect geodes out in southern Indiana, but tonight I'm cracking you some geodes from Kentucky, supplied by a good friend of mine for the show. Having a good time with them so far. This is going to be number 8. Yeah, number 8. And we've only had one solid one so far. So, not too shabby. This is my wife Heather over here hiding in the corner. Just want to address it real quick because I normally get a couple questions. This is not a sales post, guys. But if you're interested in getting some geodes like what I have, I do post over on the sister sales page, HEARC Sales and Trades. Or you can check out my personal page, which my wife here is going to go ahead and post a link of that in the comments for you guys. And otherwise, just send me a message. But continuing on with the show, we've got geode number 8. We're gonna keep going with this one, see what happens. This one's a little crumbly. Happens from time to time. Still pretty, nothing too crazy. A little bits of druzy and nice quartz in there. Let me try and crack it another way. Cause I see some nice looking quartz in there. Almost looks smoky. It's not working with me. There we go. All right, cover your eyes.
There you go.
All right. Oh, interesting. There's some scour in there. Pretty sure. I'll have to look at it. I'm glad I clacked that one. Got some, Charles, welcome to the show. It's a little hard to see, but I think this bit right here looks like some sphalerite to me, which is pretty cool. Looks like we've got some tourmaline. Tourmaline or maybe some sphalerite would probably make sense. Got some clay in here inside all these cavities. Can geodes be slabbed? Absolutely, they can. Especially these geodes that I find by me, a lot of them are quartz or chalcedony, which is microcrystalline silica, so it's super hard. I think it's about between a 7 and an 8 on the Mohs scale. So not hard to slab them at all. Let me, real quick, I may have, here. This is one that I tried to slab. I'll show you guys this one at the end. It's got some agate qualities, some mossy qualities. It's really hard to see with this light right there. But that was, I think, my first week I ever tried cutting. And then it's sat in my desk since then. All right. Let's see. What is slab? So a slab, so basically if you were to slab something, you're going to take it like this and you would just cut slices. So you would just slice it and keep going like that. So you can get more pieces from one particular specimen. Common thing to do of slabs of is like Brazilian agates. They'll get a big chunk of agate, so they'll just sit there and do slices off of it. Vicky, welcome to the show. Let's see. What's Bobby Large? And I'm tempted. I can't see what the rest of her comment says. I'm sorry, I can't read all. Stephanie, what did Stephanie say?
Stephanie said, my husband once bought me a large geode that has a small opening in it. It's full of beautiful crystals, and I'm tempted to try to open it up a bit more, but I'm afraid of ruining it in the process.
I definitely know that concern. When you're in a position like me where I can find a lot of these, I've learned not to be so nervous and just crack them open and see what's inside. If you want, send it to me. I'll crack it open for you, if that's what you want to do. I mean, there's a couple different options. You know, if it's something like that you want to try and preserve, you also have the option of perhaps getting it cut. So I would suggest to you reach out to or do some research and see if there's any rock clubs or lapidary clubs in your town, your area, your county, depending on where you are. Most of the time, it's a bunch of folks, you know, like the people watching the show right now, other people that love rocks and things like that, and they don't mind helping out and cutting something for you or explaining something, breaking something, whatever. So that's a great option that a lot of people don't realize is so close and can be accessed so easily. So I definitely do some research into that. I'm excited. This one's going to be next. Geode number 9. About to be cracked.
Jim says, "Sup, buddy?"
What's up, Jim? How you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by. Got some geodes coming at you from Kentucky this evening instead of Indiana. Oh, get out of there.
Catherine just turned in from Florida.
Catherine from Florida, welcome to the show.
Wish I was down there.
Right? Oh. How impolite of me. I didn't even adjust the heat. So my wife could be warm. Of course. Now this one is interesting. This one's going to need some cleaning. But don't I like Bloomington geodes? I do, but a good friend of mine, Michael, sent me some Kentucky geodes, and they just got dropped off like 20 minutes before I started my stream. So if you see to the right, to the right of my wife, she's got a big old pile of boxes over there. That's what I got all of them out of. So here's the one I just cracked, guys. This one's got some clay deposits on it I got to clean up, but really beautiful, sparkly quartz. Dude, Michael, if you're still watching, man, oh, yeah, always got to take care of her. If you're still watching, bud, I'm loving these things. These things are great. All right, and for those curious, I'm using a chain soil pipe cutter. Oh yeah, Herkimer diamonds. That is definitely way up on there on my bucket list. I've told my wife about that, getting out to New York to look for them. That's on the bucket list. I want to get down to South Carolina for some amethyst. I want to go look for amethyst up in Canada. Montana's got beautiful agates and petrified wood. So many beautiful places. Good deal, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving it. I may have to do another Kentucky-only show next, and then just throw them and mix them up. But we'll see. My daughter might appreciate this. My daughter really would like to go out on a trip. And I'm supposed to be done for the season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear the mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I told her she wants to go because she's got hit or miss interest in it, and she's really, really passionately wants to go this time with this little itty bitty cluster. 20 minutes. Woo! Go collect some Herkimer stuff. I'll trade you some geodes if you're interested. Herkimer diamonds are beautiful. But as I was saying, my daughter wants to go out on a trip, so I told her she's got to talk to Mama and get Mama's approval. Ooh. Ah.
Jim said he went to North Carolina to pan for
Emeralds.
emeralds.
Ooh. And I actually just learned of a place.
Kim said deal.
Deal. Oh, I'm serious. I'm not even joking about that, Kim. I am absolutely so okay with that. In matrix, out of matrix. Let me know. My medium flat rates, I get about 30 pounds, 25 to 30 pounds. My large flat rate, I can get close to, about 30 geodes. 25 to 30 geodes in my medium flat rate box. My large, I can get about 50, depending on the size.
Becky said if we could find some here, we would send you some Virginia ones to crack.
Oh, Virginia. Yeah, I don't think there's any down there in Virginia. I think Virginia's got nice jasper, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. I try and learn the geology of everything, but my bucket list of places to go and look for rocks is already so big. Mm-hmm. and it's going to be so hard to get the wife on board with some of them, so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She secretly likes it, I think. She's going to like what I got for her coming for Christmas. She's going to like it. It's not on her Christmas list either. But she'll enjoy it. Good friend of mine's making it. Tell me about it.
So I found a website about minerals and geology, rock hounding stuff in Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
You want me to copy and post it?
Yeah, just copy the link. My wife found a little bit of information for you for what's out there in Orange Beach, Alabama. Checking in. Alabama's in the house. All right. Jim, how was it panning emeralds in North Carolina? That sounds like a lot of fun, man. Ooh, $200 to mine opal per person per day. That's steep. I think for those prices, I would try and get out to Australia. Yeah, Pennsylvania doesn't have much. Pennsylvania, they got a lot of green slag. I've learned that. Lots of slag out there. Amanda, welcome to the show. Hi from Indiana. It was a blast. I believe it, man. It sounds like a lot of fun. Ooh. I almost forgot about this guy. This is one of my geodes fossils I'm going to crack for you guys. This here is a horn coral, so you can kind of see the shape of it. Not the usual group, then they will tell you the best. Gotcha. Ooh, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel like they would have a lot of newcomers and people that are just doing it because it's the popular thing to do. So I appreciate that information, Dorothy. We will keep that in mind when we get over to Herkimer, New York, right? We'll remember that when we go. I love it. All right, safety glasses on. Cover your face. You're going to get yelled at by someone. Birdie.
That's gorgeous.
Very nice. Another beautiful quartz. Iron stained quartz. But I like the milky. Our milky up here isn't quite as sparkly. I mean, I found a couple, but I feel like a lot of these are just sparkler after sparkler. And look at it, butterfly wings. You see it? There you go. Yeah, this is a nice one. All right, on with the show. We've now got, sorry, protect your ears. My apologies for that, guys. Not thinking right. Ooh. Sorry, Anita. I think we're gonna do this here horn coral we added to the mix. Before we continue on.
Jim wants to know what trip you and Paisley are going to take.
Well, this trip, if we go, I actually just learned about, and I haven't even told Mama about this yet. I just learned of a creek that we pass. It would only add about 25 minutes to our trip down in, oh boy, I can't remember the name of the town. But it's a small town in Indiana. But if you go behind the main store, in that creek there, you can go and you can find garnets, gem quality garnets, little red crystals. And my daughter loves collecting the geodes and stuff like that, and she's 6, so she's still learning and seeing how everything makes sense and whatnot. So she always talks about going, I just want to find a really nice looking crystal, Dad. So I think she would really enjoy to go and find some little red crystals. You know, she would probably call them rubies because that's what makes sense to her. And then from there we would go down to my creek to collect geodes. Well, not my creek, you know, the creek that I frequent. But
Jim's asking if you have a gem seed.
I do not. That is one thing I need to acquire, but I've got some friends down in the area of where I would be looking for the garnets that can lend some equipment, and I believe I just got to follow up with the owner of the store, but the woman and her husband that owned the store were aware of what was behind there, so they used to keep stuff on hand that they would run out to folks. So if we make it down there, we're going to do that. We'll at least stop there and have a meal because it's a little mom and pop place, diner inside of the market. So because when we get down there, I tend to leave earlier in the morning, 2 or 3 a.m. to get over there closer to sunrise, to not be gone the whole day. We also have an 8-month-old son, and I don't like to leave my wife with her hands full. She works full time. She's a nurse. She busts her butt.
Not just a nurse.
Oh, sorry. She's the director of nursing at her hospital. Ooh. Oh, I should see some goethite in this one. How'd I know?
Jim.
This
Jim
one
said that Dan Hurd Prospecting on YouTube has a video on how to make one out of a picture and a window screen.
Ooh, Dan Hurd. Dan Hurd Prospecting. He's got some great stuff. I don't know if you know, but Dan Hurd is actually a member of this group. He shares his stuff on here. He chats with some folks from time to time. This show was going to be all Kentucky, but I decided to crack one Indiana geode. It's going to be hard to see. But like I pointed out and mentioned in a couple PVC pipes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. That's kind of what I figured. The geodized fossils, especially the horn corals, these are not specifically from the Mammoth Caves area. They're similar to those. These are a little bit further northeast from Mammoth Caves. These are just south of Lake Monroe is where I collect. Lawrence County, Monroe County. I'd like to get over to Brown County. I hear there's a lot of good things out there. But yeah, this one's beautiful. This is a lot of common things I'm finding in the geodized fossils. And that's one thing I'll touch on, and I'll definitely, if you guys want me to do that geodized fossils episode, I will, I think I've got by now 8 or 9 geodized horn corals that I can tell for sure are geodized horn corals that have got beautiful crystal clear quartz with the goethite. One, I just got a jewelry loop, and I'm going to try and figure a way to take some photos through that because I actually just found Brown County's too picked over. Yeah, I know a couple of guys that are big on collecting down there, and they've got some private land out there. So if I do end up getting out there, it hopefully won't be too picked over because it's an invite-only kind of place. Yeah, that was a really pretty one. But with that, I found out using my new jewelry loop that one of my geodes that I thought just had goethite actually had hematite as well as pyrite mixed in there too. So seeing it up closer was pretty neat, especially to see what looks like a little speck is actually a perfectly formed cube on the side of a crystal. It was amazing. On with the show. Ooh, this is a good one. This is what's coming at you guys next. I think I'm going to try and crack it along this way here, but the crystal collector, yes. Brian, he's a good guy. He does a lot of cool stuff. I've chatted with him before about a couple different things. Crystal collector does some good stuff. Another great guy to watch on YouTube if you haven't checked him out. He's also a member of this group. His name is Taylor. His channel, he goes by Agate Dad. He's got some awesome stuff. He actually just got sponsored by High Tech Diamond, the company that makes lapidary polishers and lapidary equipment. So he's got some great videos coming out. And he's actually got a video that aired last month. That's his geode episode. He collects Lake Superior agates up in Minnesota. But his geode episode, all of those geodes on the show except for one were sent to him by myself. And those cracked ones were all things that I had cracked and prepared and picked out to send to him. So he's a good friend of mine. So make sure you go and show him some love if you do. He would appreciate it. He and his wife have a handsome little son already, and they just welcomed another boy into the world. So showing his page some love will help him out tremendously. Plus the great content. You know, there's other great people out there, great folks that do the video collecting and things like that. Rookie Rockhoundin is one of my favorites out in Australia. I'd love to get some of that Aussie agate and chalcedony that he finds on his show. Agate angler is another good one. Katie did. There's lots. I could sit on my phone all day and watch countless videos of people going out and collecting rocks. And
You do.
yeah, that's the thing I do. I say I could, but I really do.
You do.
But that's because I just watch and I take notes, because I'm gonna end up doing something like that to take you guys with on my trips out to Indiana to find all these guys, because it really is a blast. All right, here we are. After this one, we got 2 left to go.
The bank.
Wow, that was easy. Looks like some more nice double terminated quartz with some asparagus growth, some craziness. Oh, I have to make sure I don't sweep all those up. My daughter likes to keep all these little ones after I clean them up and make them pretty. She wants to keep them all in a jar so that she's rich. But nice cavity on this one. Some nice crazy Jerusi. I don't even know. They're like double terminated with crazy clusters on either end that look Jerusi. And
This one sounds good. I'm excited, please.
on with the show. And then we'll pick out the extra one we're gonna do.
Can I pick it?
Yeah, but not from those. We'll pick from the stuff I just got from Kentucky.
From that one?
Underneath that box. And with the gray lid. So I'll have to move that one on top. There's some nice big
The
ones.
green lid?
The green lid, yes. But I gotta move that box on top of it.
Okay. You said gray.
Sorry. What would you do to clean that one? That one, I don't see any other secondary minerals or anything like that. So this one I would drop into some iron out, because that would be most efficient, quickest, you know, and not really require a whole lot of elbow grease. That's the one nice thing about iron out. It's something like this. Hydrochloric acid. Yeah, I haven't stepped my game up that much. I can make do with the iron out and elbow grease for now, but I'm still learning. I'm taking baby steps. Yeah, maybe in a minute I'll take. I've actually got one geode that's similar to these, where it was just very, very dirty. Jade, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. To all you guys joining, thank you so much for stopping by, cracking some geodes for you tonight. I normally crack ones out of Indiana. These ones here came to me in a package today. Ooh. They were collected out in Kentucky, and they've been pretty spectacular so far. Of everything we've cracked, we've only had one dud, I would classify. We've had some smaller voids, but it's some nice looking stuff. Some interesting secondaries. Not what I'm used to. It's cheaper pool chemicals than minerals. Ooh, okay. See, yeah, that's one thing I never knew. It's his own website. It's already asked. Yeah, read me what she had said. No problem, Connie. Yes, I do have a website. I've got a link. I actually just changed the... Huh? I'm talking to someone else, too. I just changed the name of my site, switched it up a little bit. It was Cannon's Collectibles before. I have changed it to Cannon Rockhoundin' Collectibles. So that is still me. That's where you can find me.
I can share the link.
Where's the best place to search for geodes? Really depends on where you're at, because there's a lot of great places in the world to look. I search in Indiana, southern Indiana. Montgomery or Monroe County is a great place to go. Lawrence County, those are all loaded. Pretty much if you're in Indiana, anywhere south of Hoosier National Forest, or in Hoosier National Forest, south of Lake Monroe, you're good to go. Unless you're on something that's posted private land, Hoosier National Forest, you are allowed to collect. There's a lot of misconceptions. Lake Monroe, you are not allowed to collect. You cannot collect there. That is owned by the United States Army Corps. They prohibit collecting. If you go into Hoosier National Forest, which is just south of it, even right off of the south bank, as long as you're not on the south shore of the lake, and you are in the trees, you are allowed to collect. You cannot dig, you cannot disturb earth to obtain the geodes, but you can collect small amounts for personal use. You're not allowed to sell depending on the location you are. If you're on somebody's property, it makes it different. If you're on public land, it gets a little tricky. I'm not going to disclose everywhere I go where I collect. I abide by all rules and regulations and laws in place, so I assure you the things that I do end up selling, which, disclaimer, I'm not a geode salesman. I'm a rock collector. I sell some things here and there I like sharing with others, and everything I make goes towards getting new equipment to make better shows and better stuff. That being said, we've got 2 geodes to go before my wife goes and picks another one out of one of the bins, and we'll keep going. What was that big comment?
It was a comment that Kim said. She basically asked about your website, which I sent her the link to it, and then she asked if you can tell her how much iron out and baking soda.
Oh, how much iron out? Yes, yes, I can do that. I will add in a comment to this video, so after the stream and everything like that, give me a little bit, and I'll go ahead and comment. But what I use is 1 gallon of hot water, as hot as you can get it. 1 gallon of hot water, 1/4 cup of iron out, and then I use 3 or 4 tablespoons of baking soda. That is my mixture. You're gonna want to do it outside, obviously. Wear proper protection. It is a chemical. It is not quite as active as your typical hydrochloric acid or things like that, but that doesn't mean it can't hurt you. So you always want to make sure you're outside in a well-ventilated area and wearing all proper personal protective equipment. That being said, what? That being said, on to this guy. I'm really excited for this one. I'm kind of nervous and excited because it rattles a lot and it's big. Ooh, yes. Pretty. Here, you want to hold your hands up. Catch those ones.
That's a lot.
Some big pieces in there too. If you want, you can set it on the blue lid underneath there and keep it separate for Paisley. A nice big one, guys.
This is a good chunk of it.
Yeah, there's some pretty chunks in there. Some nice quartz. Milky quartz, but you can see some really nice double terminated. Neutralizes iron out. Oh, good to know. I thought I neutralized it afterwards. Yeah, you can do that one for, that's for sure. I mean, I'm learning. This is just something I was told by a couple other people. Iron out is acidic, baking soda is alkaline. Yeah, that does make sense.
Rebecca, I could hear that one forward. Yeah, that's a lot.
This one is pretty. Really pretty.
Mm-hmm. Show this. Yeah, the biggest one. There's a lot more too, but.
Here, this is one of the little chunks that came out of it. So when you hear something, no, hey, I appreciate it, man. Don't apologize. I don't like to sound foolish, so if I'm saying something wrong, I do appreciate that. And if it's going to help me in the long run to clean things better, then absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rebecca. I guess Jim's on this particular bit. He's the man to go to about it. Oh, here, let me get this back to you. All right. This was the last one that I had picked out, guys, and then my wife's going to go over to the bin and collect.
Not as rattly, but.
This will be a nice one.
It's a little rattle.
Nice big one. Nice, classic looking geode with the dimples and things like that. You can tell this one was sitting in the dirt probably like this because of the different color on the bottom. And to those just tuning in, Thanks for stopping by. My name is Tyler. I collect geodes out in southern Indiana. Today I'm cracking some brought to you all the way from Kentucky by a good friend of mine named Michael. Shout out to him. This has been a great show because of him.
Jim says you don't need baking soda with iron out. It flushes with lots of warm to hot water.
Oh, okay. Good to know. That's what I figured, because if I understand correctly, the powdered version of iron out doesn't even have oxalic acid. I believe it's just the liquid premix version that actually contains oxalic acid. Maybe you know.
Connie is asking any idea where they could be found in Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, Canada. They may be referred to as rust out in Canada, because I know in the UK and overseas they refer to it as rust out opposed to iron out. So if you're looking for iron out and you're not finding it, try searching for rust out.
I think she's talking about geodes, honey.
Oh. Geodes, yeah, I don't know. Canada's big. That's a great question. That'd be a great question for Dan Hurd from Dan Hurd Prospect.
Mandy is also asking if she's in Niagara Falls region.
Niagara Falls region. Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of research. I go through all these comments after the videos, guys, and I try and reply and comment and react to each one of them. So I don't have my encyclopedia handy, but I will do some research. Here we are with the last one I picked out, and then my wife's going to get one picked out, guys.
What's that tool called again?
This is called a soil pipe cutter, the chain variety. There are a couple different ones, but this is the one that I use and I prefer. It's always so exciting when it goes face down.
That's solid.
No, it's not solid.
Maybe I got this one.
No.
Let me see.
Hold on. So, look at, listen.
Oh,
It's
this is
still
another
rattling.
cavity.
Yeah, this one I'm gonna try and. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cynthia. She doesn't have any right now. She's turning away a bit, or she should be. But look at this one. It's got some crazy big quartz points. But I'm gonna crack this one again down the middle because I really want to see these big quartz.
Kimberly says hello from St. Louis.
Shout out to St. Louis.
My cousins live down there.
My mama's was from Missouri, not far from St. Louis. That's
Oh,
where
Alyssa
my
lived
mom
down there for a while.
is. Nice down there.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of mine that I collect with who lives over there.
Janet said, I think Heather is secretly interested.
Yeah, she likes to try and act like she isn't, but she enjoys.
Sometimes.
Alright guys, bear with me on this one. I'm going to try and see if I can't expose some more of these crazy looking points in here. Sometimes it's what you got to do for science. Come on, bud. Ah.
Oh, we got Jenny from Wisconsin.
Jenny from Wisconsin. Welcome to the show.
Hey, my other cousins live in Wisconsin. He's actually the,
Alderman.
is that what he is now?
I think that's what it is.
Dale?
I'm not too sure.
I thought he was in the House of Representatives.
I don't.
He's
We have a cousin in politics up there.
Southern Nevada. Sue from Southern Nevada. Where would she find geodes here?
That's a great question. Yeah, guys, I will follow up with all these questions. They are great questions, but I'm not sure on all these places you guys are asking, but I can definitely do some research for you. Come on. I think this is going to work for me. Oh, yeah, 1, 2. Look at the size of this one. It's just coated. Sorry, guys. I really want to crack this one again because there's some crazy big points in it. But it's being a pain in the focus. You know, when Paisley's my helper, she helps me.
Do you want me to help you? You just have to ask.
Can you please give me a hand?
Okay,
You didn't think that was me asking?
no.
Lord.
Did you say I need
Stand
help?
up.
What do you
Please
want me to
don't.
do? What do you want me to do?
Just stand up over there and just wait. Please. Push that. All right, finally. This doesn't work or pops off, I give up on it. It didn't crack the way I wanted it to. Whatever. Well, I was trying to expose some more of these really big points in here, but it was being a butt. Huh? Well, you gotta. Okay. Well, do you want to pick one more and then go in? Everybody's waiting for the last one. Sorry, guys. Mama's gotten chilly. Oh, wait. These are the ones you were sitting in. Those are in the end. These are. All right. Sorry, guys. She's gonna pick one more to crack. All right, guys. Tammy, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
They want me to crack one.
They want you to crack one?
Mike.
Let her open one. Yeah, that's Michael. Yeah, I won't embarrass her like that on camera. I'll make her practice first. Oh, no, get over here then. You want to struggle trying to crack one of these without any? Yeah, I love you. Oh, she slammed the door. She's not actually mad. All right. Where were we? That was not planned, by the way. I didn't know she was going to come out and join me. That was nice. I don't feel like I'm super crazy talking about myself in here. I mean, not that I'm crazy. I got you guys I'm talking to, but if someone was walking by and heard me outside of my garage, they'd be like, who was that guy talking to? Is that crazy guy that's always out there cutting them rocks in the yard? Yep, that's me. All right, guys. I'm going to show this one to you again. I will, I'm sure she's still watching. I'll make sure she might say bye on here. But this is the last one we're cracking, guys. Curious about this one. These dark colors intrigue me. It looks like we've got maybe some chalcedony or I don't know. Mike would be the man to ask. But this one's going to be nice. I'm going to try and crack it this way. We'll see how it works. Mine isn't either. For those of you guys just tuning in, welcome to the show. Yes, that is absolutely right, Tammy. We are very lucky people. Because this hobby, as we know, can become full-blown obsession. Like me. I can look around and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bins. 10 bins because my camera's sitting on one. 10 bins full of geodes, and then a dresser over there full, and a 10-foot shelf that I had to build full. So, yeah. Spouses of rockaholics and people that collect, and they're a special breed. The collectors and the spouses of the collectors. But, alright guys, without further ado, we've got the last Kentucky geode of the night that we're going to be cracking open here. So excited for these, so happy to have these. The mailman dropped them off and I was ecstatic that they came. Alright. Ooh. Fuego. See those sparks. Ooh. It always makes me nervous when they split and they stay on the ground like that. Okay. Interesting. Oh, that's a pretty side too. Here we are, guys. Got some quartz. And I'm not sure, it looks like we may have some secondaries in here. That is so great, Stephanie. That is awesome. Kimberly, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Every week I'm going to be doing this. I just started this. This is my 5th time doing it. Or my 5th episode, have you. And they're going to keep coming. Absolutely. Yeah, this is another really pretty one. And then this one, it's hard to see. But these little dark bits in here, I think, are a secondary. Not quite sure exactly what that secondary is. But it's a secondary of some sort. All right, guys. That was the last geode that was cracked. So, bear with me here. I'm going to just set these guys up. And I want to try and do it in a way where I'm not going to kill my back. So, yeah, that was a cool one. Sorry, guys. Pardon my hand here for a second. Gotta move some stuff here. Just for the time being. So that I can get these set up. I cannot wait either. You know what? I'm so excited about these. I don't know. I might stay out here and crack a couple more and just see how they come out. And if they keep being awesome, then I'm gonna control myself a bit. And, sorry, got distracted there by a random little chunk of calcite that was sitting up there. I don't know what that came out of, but pretty nice. Yeah, I may end up doing an extra. Haven J, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Good night, Heather. I don't know. Yes, I do a show every Monday or Tuesday. I will definitely be posting before those shows to let you know which day it's going to end up being. I don't know. You guys may get lucky. I might do an extra show this week. We'll see. I might plan another show a bit earlier in the evening so that I can get my daughter in on it, because these 8:15 and 8 o'clock shows get a little close to her bedtime, and I don't want to keep her up too late. She is only 6. And I tend to talk a lot sometimes. All right, guys. Bearing with me here. Just trying to get these all set up for the last final show off of what we've got. So many sparkles, and they're all so gorgeous. I'm trying to find the best way to show them all off without having to pick them all up and handle them all, you know? Wow. What a spread. Craziness. Crazy. But I still think, and I love when it happens, that the first one that I cracked, I think that one's my favorite. All right, guys. Sonia, welcome to the show. Unfortunately, you were catching it right towards the end. I'm going to flip you guys around here. Get this light on. And here we are. For those of you guys just tuning in, this is my show, my 4th episode of the show. Everything you're seeing here was cracked on camera tonight, live with everybody watching. I'm doing shows every Monday or Tuesday, so stay tuned, check it out. It's a lot of fun. And here we are. Going to call it Jim's Gems. That's a great idea, man. Let me know when you're really thinking about it. We'll see where I'm at in life, and it's something I think about too. Not a problem, Rebecca. Here we are, guys. Oh yeah, a lot easier to see now. Look at that smoky color in there. Smoky on that white quartz. I think, obviously it's a little dirty, but I think that some of that color is going to stay. That's for sure. And here we are, these little crazy, druzy, I don't know, I don't want to call it botryoidal because it's not quite botryoidal, but they're just little individual clusters there. I'm going to have to do some research and find out what causes that. Yeah, some pretty geodes cracked tonight. There's another one there. Oh, not quite to that one yet. This is the one here that I was trying to, well, the other side of the one I was trying to expose some of those bigger crystals. You can see one of them, one of the bigger ones right there. I agree, Kimberly. These are some pretty geodes that we cracked tonight. That's for sure. And then here we are, guys. Look at these. Bigger than I'm used to. Especially for double termed and to see the full extent of it. Really nice. All right, zoomed out here. Bryce, welcome to the show. You are unfortunately catching the end of it, but that rebroadcast will absolutely be available. Look at that, just beautiful. Little diamonds, that's what they look like. Oh, that beautiful quartz there. Come down here, we got another one with the little milky quartz. I have. The thing with that is I really only have one creek that I can support a live stream because the rest of the creeks that I hunt in are there's no signal out there. So I've begun recording footage while I'm out there doing hunts, and I plan to compile that and make some videos. Another milky quartz here with some discoloration from the iron out there. This is one I'm excited about. It's got a nice secondary there. I believe maybe sphalerite. It's either sphalerite or it could just be a chunk of something. Who knows? I'll spend the next probably 3 hours out here looking at these things and getting close-ups and looking at them, especially now that I've got my little jewelry loop. All right, guys, so that was almost all of them. My second favorite of the night, sticking with my theme of the goethite. Is it primarily creeks that you find them in? Yes, primarily creeks. That's what I do. I creek walking. And so this is the one that I cracked this evening. That was the geodized horn coral. And if you've watched my previous streams, I've talked about them and you've seen them. The quartz with the goethite needles in there. Such beautiful stuff. Hard to see a bit with my camera. But I did just acquire a jewelry loop that I'm going to try and get some photos through that. And here we are, guys. Number one geode. First geode we cracked of the evening. And my favorite of the evening. Look at the size of this guy. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So beautiful. Yeah, really beautiful stuff. Paula, welcome to the show. Unfortunately, you're catching the tail end of it. Now, this one here, I got to look and see if some of these bits here are just from cracking, because I've got some darker colors here in the exterior, but they may be mineral deposit. Oh, yeah, this one's going to be so sweet cleaned up. Super sweet. That is for sure. All right, guys. As always, such a great time doing this show with you guys. I always love bringing people along. I wish I would have done this a year ago when I started collecting these geodes because it would have been so much more fun. But everything happens for a reason. So you are catching me on a Monday. Next week, let's go ahead and say we will do... Yeah, I won't soak it for very long. That's for sure. Next week, we're going to plan for another Monday show. If I even end up soaking that one, I don't know. I kind of like them when when they're not perfectly sparkly and crystal clear. Thank you so much, Connie. That means so much. I'm so glad that you love the show. Let's plan for next week. Let's do a Tuesday show, just because the past couple shows have been Monday. So next Tuesday, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to be coming at you guys live. And stay tuned this week. There may be an extra show. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Always great. And big shout out to Michael right there. That's the man that sent me these geodes from Kentucky. He's the man that hooked it up. So he's responsible for this show. All right. You will be there. I appreciate it, guys. I'll be there too. And to those who, somebody made a comment, I'm definitely going to work on getting my Santa suit. Give me a Santa onesie for my Christmas show. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Haven. next week, Tuesday next week, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Not quite sure what time that is for you up there, but set an alarm. And if you want, I'll remember. I'm gonna do my best to remember. I'm gonna shoot you a message before. Ooh, get to play security officer tomorrow. Sounds fun, Jim. Get some sleep, my man. I'm gonna be up for the next 3 hours or however long my wife lets me be out here until she texts me yelling at me, "Are you coming inside of bed yet?" No, she doesn't do that. But as always, guys, great show. So happy that my wife came out and joined us for a little bit. And as always, good morning, good evening, and good night. My cheesy little, I don't know, whatever. I'll figure it out. But just there's some people out there waking up. There's some people going to bed. That's why I say it that way. My wife says I'm cheesy, but the one great thing I love about this group is there's countless countries that are reached with it. So this content, this video can be watched by so many and has been previously watched by so many of my different episodes. So as always, have a great night, guys, and we will see you on Tuesday.